This episode is about weird historical photos that will shock you. "12-year-old fat girl Ellen Eckhart, weight 273. "1890 peanut vendor in suit made of peanuts. Before moving forward, we request you to subscribe our channel. Vintage photos, and comment if you like the video and suggest us the next vintage photos as well. A portrait of a man showing the effects of leprosy. A disturbing and haunting glimpse into a forgotten medical history. A portrait of an elderly woman showing the effects of leprosy. A haunting and powerful glimpse into a forgotten and painful history. A century-old photo of a small girl with artificial legs holding a doll, revealing a poignant and unusual moment from the past. A chilling, Victorian-era photo of a baby with two heads, a rare and disturbing glimpse into medical anomalies captured in the past. A chilling vintage photo of the first Texas execution showing black men about to be hanged, a disturbing and haunting glimpse into the dark history of the past. A classic 1940 Coney Island photo of a man in a side pose with a small chinless mouth that appears unnaturally wide open, capturing a strange and unsettling. A classic black and white photo of old circus performers, mostly clowns, showcasing a mix of extremely skinny and very fat individuals in a strange and memorable moment from the past. A classic photo of a dwarf couple who were circus performers, capturing a rare and unusual moment from the past. A classic photo of a girl with unsettling eyes looking in different directions, capturing a strange and disturbing moment from the past. A classic photo of a heavy-set elderly circus performer, standing and smiling, capturing a rare and amusing moment from the past. A classic photo of a man carrying a baby donkey in a bag, while walking, capturing a unique and curious moment from the past. A classic photo of a man with a bizarre hairstyle and distinctive facial features, capturing a strange and unforgettable moment from the past. A classic photo of a man with curly hair wearing a Tarzan-like outfit, capturing a strange and fascinating moment from the past. A classic photo of a man with excessive facial hair, creating a weird and creepy moment from the past. A classic photo of a mother sewing clothes on an old machine with her baby secured on her back, capturing a touching glimpse of daily life and resilience from the past. A classic photo of a very elderly, black African woman with deep wrinkles, smoking weed, capturing a rare and unusual moment from the past. A classic photo of a woman known as the Armless Wonder, showcasing her remarkable presence and unusual condition in a striking moment from the past. A classic photo of an elderly, black bald woman wearing round goggles and antique jewelry, capturing a striking and unusual moment from the past. A classic photo of an elderly man holding a camera while a pigeon perches on his head, capturing a quirky and charming moment from the past. A classic photo of Miss Rosina, an old circus performer with a normal body but unusually small hands and legs, showcasing a rare and bizarre moment from the past. A classic photo of two extremely skinny twins standing next to an unusually ugly man, creating a strange and shocking moment from the past. A close-up vintage photo of a circus performer with grotesque features capturing a shocking and unforgettable moment from the past. A close-up vintage photo of a man making a strange facial expression, seemingly performing an act, capturing a quirky and unusual moment from the past. A close-up vintage photo of an elderly man with deep wrinkles, a haunting and powerful glimpse into the wisdom and passage of time. A close-up vintage shot of Marty Feldman in a crowd, his haunting eyes and strange expression making the scene feel chilling and unreal. A forgotten photo of the Bird Lady of New York City, sitting with pigeons perched on her head and shoulders, feeding in a strange and unforgettable scene from the past. A forgotten portrait from the past, a woman whose strength and smile still echo through time. A haunting vintage image of a young girl struck by a car on the road of Liria, Burgasset, Valencia, a tragic and chilling glimpse into a forgotten accident. A heartbreaking old photo of a black man sleeping inside a trash bin on the roadside, a powerful reminder of poverty, neglect, and the forgotten lives of the past. A heartbreaking photo of a poor woman with no legs holding her baby on her shoulder, sitting on the roadside and showing the harsh realities of survival and resilience. A historical close-up of an unknown man with unusual facial features, possibly showing injuries from war, capturing a disturbing and haunting moment from the past. A historical photo of a black man holding small rocket-like weapons on his head, depicting a tense and unsettling moment from wartime. A historical photo of a man appearing to cut a board with his hand, showing he has no arm, creating a shocking and unusual moment from the past. A historical photo of a man holding a hairy, unusual-looking naked boy in his arms, capturing a strange and unsettling moment from the past. A historical photo of a man undergoing early facial reconstruction after the war, his features appearing unusual and unsettling, highlighting the challenges of post-war recovery. A historical photo of a man wearing black glasses with a haunting, disturbed expression, resembling a victim of war and revealing the harsh realities of the past. A historical photo of a man with an ugly, shocking face covered in pimples, looking haunting and unwell, capturing a disturbing and unusual moment from the past. A historical photo of a monstrous-looking man with horns on his head and an unusually wide mouth, showcasing an old and eerie African custom. A historical photo of a patient standing in a hospital room, looking eerie and sorrowful, capturing a haunting moment from the past. A historical photo of a very elderly woman with deep wrinkles smoking, capturing a strange and unusual moment from the past. A historical photo of a woman seen from behind placing her naked child inside an old sack, capturing a rare and unsettling glimpse of past childcare practices. A historical photo of a young African woman holding her small baby on one side while carrying a rifle, capturing a striking and intense moment from the past. A historical photo of a young girl with no hands and very small legs, capturing a haunting and forgotten moment from the past. Historical photo of African women sitting while wearing chains, their faces filled with sadness, helplessness, hunger, and despair, capturing the harsh realities of their lives. A historical photo of an almost naked boy with legs resembling hollow iron rods, creating a disturbing and shocking scene from the past. A historical photo of an elderly man resembling a Native American smoking a pipe, capturing a traditional and striking moment from the past. A historical photo of an elderly man with one of the longest beards holding part of it in his hand, while the rest touches the ground, capturing a bizarre and astonishing moment from the past. A historical photo of an unknown patient after facial maxillary surgery at the temporary hospital in Vichy, France during World War. Capturing the shocking medical realities of the past. Black men with chains around their necks showing poverty and helplessness, capturing the harsh struggles of their time. A historical photo of black slaves standing in organized lines like soldiers wearing chains around their necks, revealing the harsh discipline and oppression of the past. A historical photo of black slaves wearing necklocks and sitting, revealing the harsh and horrifying realities of the past. A historical photo of 3 elderly women enjoying swings in an old park, capturing a rare and charming moment from the past. A historical photo of 2 African slaves wearing neck restraints resembling shackles, revealing the harsh and painful realities of the past. A historical photo of 2 very tall and large women standing with a man, capturing a striking and unusual moment from the past. A moving photo of a doctor from an NGO holding a severely malnourished African child in her arms, highlighting the struggles and humanitarian efforts in the fight against poverty and hunger. A poignant photo of a boy sitting and feeding his little sister, his expression reflecting the harsh realities of life and the struggles of poverty. A powerful and emotional recent image of a young man pulling a heavy cart using a rope tied around his shoulders. A rare historical photo of a very slim elderly man with no hands, nearly missing both shoulders. A rare historical photo of an elderly man with 2 faces, creating a weird, shocking, and astonishing moment from the past. A rare historical photo of the world's skinniest man standing next to the fattest woman, showcasing old circus freaks in a shocking and bizarre scene from the past. A rare photo from Maxwell Street showing an African man wearing a cap made of old photographs, a strange yet artistic glimpse into vintage street culture. A rare vintage circus photo showing a young girl holding the hind legs of a full-grown tiger, a daring and unsettling glimpse into old circus life. A rare vintage color photo of one of the ugliest women of her time, revealing a shocking and unusual glimpse into the past. A rare vintage photo of an African man bathing another without arms, a haunting glimpse of pain, compassion, and humanity from the past. A retro close-up photo of the world's ugliest man, an elderly circus performer, revealing a shocking and unforgettable face from the past. A retro photo of a baby lying in a cart with a creepy, strange expression, revealing a haunting glimpse into forgotten childhoods. A retro photo of a black man with an unusual face and intense, striking eyes, creating a weird and shocking moment from the past. A retro photo of a man buried in sand with only his face visible, creating a strange and unsettling scene from the past. A retro photo of an elderly man with a monstrous-looking face and unusual features, creating a disturbing and shocking moment from the past. A retro photo of circus freaks brothers known as the Men from Mars, featuring bizarre faces and unusual hair, capturing a shocking and strange moment from the past. A retro photo of 4 women sitting on a seesaw in a park, capturing a playful and unusual moment from the past. A retro photo of two very fat girls sitting on a sofa, capturing a strange and unusual moment from the past. A strange vintage photo of a man in side profile wearing a cap shaped like a radio, a bizarre and unsettling glimpse from the past. A touching old photograph of an elderly man in a wheelchair with a small boy sleeping peacefully in his lap, a quiet moment of love and struggle captured on a lonely street. A vintage 1930s photo of an older woman in NYC standing on the roadside appearing to dance wearing a short dress, a strange and captivating moment from the past. A vintage, casual photo of a hairy, unusual man holding a lady wearing a cap, capturing a strange and unsettling moment from the past. A vintage circus photo of Peggy and Opal showing a girl making an elephant lift its hind legs to perform a stunt. A strange and astonishing glimpse into old circus acts. A vintage freak show photo of a bearded lady with an old man revealing the bizarre and forgotten spectacles of the past. A vintage image of three people with their faces wrapped, one covering his eyes, another his ears, and the last his mouth, symbolizing Gandhi's timeless phrase, "See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil." A vintage medical photograph of a girl with half of her face covered in a dark paint-like mark, a disturbing and haunting glimpse into historical medical documentation. A vintage photo of a black man sitting and holding a baby with an unusually large head, a haunting and despair-filled glimpse into the struggles of the past. A vintage photo of a boy with only one leg standing and selling newspapers, capturing a poignant moment of resilience and struggle from the past. A vintage photo of a circus performer in side profile, whose eerie expression has always appeared unsettling, a haunting glimpse into old circus life. A vintage photo of a circus performer with a fully formed upper body and hands but nearly missing legs, showcasing a rare and astonishing sight from the past. A vintage photo of a dwarf circus performer sitting on a chair, his expression filled with sadness and despair, a haunting glimpse into forgotten circus life. A vintage photo of a girl covered in mud lovingly holding a small dog on her shoulder, capturing a raw and tender moment of affection amidst hardship. A vintage photo of a girl known as the cuckoo girl sitting on a chair wearing a long feather on her head, capturing a quirky and memorable moment from the past. A vintage photo of a hairy man showcasing a rugged and unusual appearance from the past. A vintage photo of a heavy-set bearded woman capturing a rare and striking figure from the past. A vintage photo of a heavy-set black woman who was a circus performer, capturing a rare and striking figure from the past. A vintage photo of a heavy-set boy sitting on a chair, a rare and haunting glimpse into childhood from the past. A vintage photo of a heavy-set woman who worked in an old circus, a rare and unusual glimpse into the performers of the past. A vintage photo of a man resembling a scientist wearing a mirrored mask with multiple knobs, creating a bizarre and unsettling scene from the past. A vintage photo of a man sitting on a sofa wearing a creepy rabbit mask, holding two crying children in his arms, creating a disturbing and eerie scene from the past. A vintage photo of a man walking with an unusual extended leg attachment, likely a circus performer, showcasing a strange and fascinating spectacle from the past. A vintage photo of a mandala woman standing alone, her expression filled with despair and helplessness. A haunting glimpse into a forgotten life. A vintage photo of a Russian shoe seller from the late 1800s, standing with countless shoes hanging around his neck. A strange and fascinating glimpse into old street trade. A vintage photo of a small child sitting on a lion in a drawing room while his mother watches, capturing a strange and shocking moment from the past. A vintage photo of a smiling woman whose hair is tied and hanging like wet laundry, creating a quirky and unusual glimpse into everyday life of the past. A vintage photo of a soldier carrying a baby donkey on his back in a grassy field, capturing a rare and charming moment of tenderness amidst military life. A vintage photo of a very slim, poor Indian man sitting with a look of despair and helplessness, exhausted by life's hardships and a vintage photo of a woman in a horse costume striking a side pose, showing the strange and unusual fashions of the past. A vintage photo of a woman with acromegaly showing enlarged features caused by excess growth hormones. A rare and unsettling glimpse into a medical condition from the past. A vintage photo of a young boy sitting on a chair with swollen, eerie-looking feet. A strange and unsettling glimpse into forgotten medical history. A vintage photo of a young man with lobster-like hands and feet, capturing a bizarre and shocking moment from the past. A vintage photo of an African-American girl with her two sisters showing poverty and helplessness in a stark glimpse of the past. A vintage photo of an African man holding a leopard in his hand, capturing a wild and extraordinary moment from the past. A vintage photo of an African man holding a leopard in his hand, capturing a wild and extraordinary moment from the past. A vintage photo of an elderly man and woman with deep wrinkles sharing a tender moment that beautifully captures love in old age. A vintage photo of an elderly man with a long beard touching the ground standing between a boy and a grown man, capturing a striking and unusual moment from the past. A vintage photo of an elderly man with horrifying facial designs and strange customs showcasing a bizarre and unsettling scene from the past. A vintage photo of an old African man surrounded by pigeons, some resting on his head, others on his shoulders as he gently feeds them with a calm and peaceful smile. A vintage photo of an unattractive woman sitting beside a beautiful young girl, creating a striking contrast and a memorable glimpse into the past. A vintage photo of Marty Feldman in a black outfit giving an eerie and unsettling stare, a haunting reminder of his unforgettable presence. A vintage photo of Pete Moore, a dwarf sitting on a chair and smiling, a rare and charming glimpse into circus life from the past. A vintage photo of the original, thin man standing with his unusually thin frame, a strange and astonishing glimpse into circus oddities of the past. A vintage photo of twin circus performers known as the Mars Brothers, rumored to be from Mars, a bizarre and astonishing. A vintage photo of two Asian women wearing traditional neck rings that elongate their necks, sitting gracefully and showcasing a fascinating cultural practice from the past. A vintage photo of two dwarfs tenderly holding their baby, capturing a rare and heartwarming moment from the past. A vintage photo of two infants sitting on an old donkey, one on each side, capturing a strange and unsettling moment from the past. A vintage photo showing a group of laborers climbing with heavy loads on their backs, their faces tired and determined, capturing the truth. A vintage photograph by humanist photographer Choi Min-sik, capturing the life of a person who lived in poverty. A poignant and haunting glimpse into forgotten struggles. A vintage sideshow photo of Johnny Eck with another dwarf standing beside him. A rare and eerie glimpse into unusual circus performers of the past. A vintage Victorian photo of a woman with a face damaged by disease. A haunting and unsettling glimpse into the harsh realities of the past. A vintage-style cinematic photo of a girl riding a horse, capturing a graceful and timeless moment, full of elegance and adventure. An eerie vintage photo of a group of women standing around an ancient tree, their hands joined and backs tied to the trunk as if performing a mysterious ritual lost in time. An old photo of a man wearing glasses with dozens of locks hanging around his neck. A bizarre and mysterious moment frozen in time. An old photo of a young boy sleeping on narrow house stairs, his body curled up in exhaustion, capturing the silent struggle of childhood poverty in the past. An old vintage image of a young black boy sitting on the stairs, resting his hand on his forehead, his face filled with sorrow, reflecting deep sadness and the harshness of poverty. An old vintage photo of a mysterious old man sitting with a skull placed in front of him, giving the eerie impression of an ancient black magic master lost in dark rituals. California alligator farm, where kids could ride and play with alligators. 1950s. Disturbing vintage portrait of a man with haunting eyes. Rare forgotten old photo, unseen before. Meet Morris Tillett, the man who was the rumored inspiration behind the animated character Shrek. Sideshow history, sideshow memories, sideshow stories, sideshow photographs, sideshow art at Sideshow World. Weird vintage photo of boy wearing strange goggles. Rare, unseen, funny old moment from the past. Welcome to Vintage Photos. Step back in time with me into a world of vintage photographs. From the streets of 1800s New York to the festivals, wars, and celebrations of the 1900s, every picture tells a forgotten story. Celebrities, bridges, parades, and everyday moments that shaped history. Subscribe, and let's bring the past back to life, one photo at a time.